Ba, 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 ba. What's up, YouTube? Thought I'd just hop on here. I'm done for the day. Just gonna tape read the open video for 15 minutes or so. This is my short this morning. So just looking at, I'm out. So just trading back through the dealing ranges, utilizing X levels, right? So the entry today was a turtle soup on the London high with a projection as the exact entry, but clearly up inside of a deep premium across the board, deep on the daily, weekly, monthly, hourly, and the 15-minute at that time, right? This bullish 15 minutes. So if we're in a premium across the board, I'm only going to be looking for shorts. So then looking for a break on the 1, 5 discount, 5 premium, run out the 5-minute low, taking out the 5 and 15-minute liquidity pools. So if you've read the daily plan this morning, I'm still anticipating 22,800 to be reached today. Low hanging fruit objective is going to be the week low down at 22,832. So I'm out, so I don't have enough contracts to hold runners. So what I'm looking at is this breaker block to hold, right, on the 15-minute, this higher time frame breaker for continuation. Okay, so this is my MACTS model. But you've got to be mindful there's a 15-to-1 sat just above. So what we can get at the open is price messes around in here, wicks into this SIBI, and then drives out the low. Okay, just remember what you're looking for inside of the SIBI on the high for trading it. Red pillars. What's up? Can you hear me on YouTube? Can you hear me on YouTube alright, Jamal? Should be able to. If you can't hear me, just say what's up in chat. Si senor. So that's my trade this morning. So 2 trades. This is my second short, so 910 down to 857 was my final TP, and then my previous was short in London, so 2280, 22852. Then my 2 runners got stopped literally by the tick, re-entered when I had my confirmation on the high. So 2 for 2. 2 for 2 this morning, just as per the daily plan, right? So if we read the daily plan today, last day of the month, let's close it out strong. What a month it's been inside the daily plan's front, and my God has it been beautiful. Utilizing the 3 drives. This week's a half week. If you're unfamiliar with that, we have Independence Day on the 3rd and 4th. I don't trade half days, so I'm going to be taking a holiday, a short break. So it's a half week for me. I don't trade half days. So risk off. Today looking for a pullback to 22,800. 22,910 is where I want to be entering short. Going to pay myself underneath the doji, M15 doji, holding runners to take out the low. If we move through 22,910, I'll be done skis. Alright, so that was the bias going into this morning. So during London, trading down to the M15 fair value gap underneath the doji, right? So right here, which is this exit. So if we hop to our 15-minute chart, this doji, fair value gap underneath it. So if you were bullish, looking for continuation, you'd be longing that. Okay. If you're ever bullish, long the fair value gap underneath the doji. If you're short biased, it becomes a doll. So then looking for London high to hold. So London premium for continuation. My runner's got stopped in here on that, and then flipped again as per the daily plan. This is a standard deviation target. So this is my secondary entry. Then it's just a case of trading back out through the dealing ranges, right? So being inside of a high time frame premium across the board. We also get our confirmation on the high on the hourly chart. So divergence up on the high. And then we're just simply looking to trade back out through the dealing ranges. So if we looked at where we're on the hourly, we're in a deep premium. On the daily, we're constantly putting in new highs. So clearly in a premium, monthly putting in new highs, weekly putting in new highs. So we're in a premium across the board. So the M15, this is a premium again, right? You see these X levels over here? So this low to this high is our M15 dealing range. It's a bullish dealing range until it breaks and closes below on the 15. So up here, anywhere up here is a premium. So essentially you're in a premium on every single higher time frame. Higher time frame on the M15, higher time frame on the hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. If you are in a higher time frame across the board, right? If you're in a higher time frame across the board, it's more likely you're going to get a pullback. If you can start overlaying that with schematics and models that we teach inside Red Bull Uni, you are cooking on gas, baby. Just realized I also probably have copyright music on right now. Whatever. Who cares? Should do some. I'm not in it for the ad revenue. I couldn't give two hoots. So if I get banned on ad revenue, whatever. But now we're essentially trading inside of a MAC TS, right? That's essentially what we're cooking up. Morning Axe, morning Macro. So we've now got our confirmation. We are now looking for a breaker block in this candle. Okay, so from this candle which gets violated, we're going to measure out 50% of it, and we're going to look for a breaker block inside of that. That's what we're looking to hold for lower prices. Okay, so inside of this candle, a breaker block at 50%. Well, if we hop to our 15-minute, this series of candles is a breaker block. Okay, so I'm looking for this to hold. Now we've got to be mindful that it's the open, so this can be wiki, and we have one of my models sat just above it. Okay, so this 1 minute SIBI inside an inefficiently delivered range. If you're trading short inside the breaker, you have to allow it to come up inside this SIBI. Above it, you have the unicorn, right? So this breaker block. Apologies, my charts are a bit of a mess. Let's just clear it up, mate. Let's just clear it up. I really gotta get better at deleting those when I put them on. Okay, so this up here is our breaker. On the lower time frame. Inside of that we have a unicorn. Okay. So this is our breaker block. This is our unicorn. Alright. Up inside these sides. I was short inside of, as you know, I'm a turtle soup trader. I'm an aggressive turtle soup trader. So this is my short before the breaker. Pay myself right here. So why did I pay myself here at 88 and 85? I'll answer it. I'll tell you. X levels. That's simple. So once you've got to your POI, all you're going to look to do is trade back out through the dealing ranges. So this is our 1 minute low. Boom, broken. Okay, so what comes after the 1 minute? 5 minute. Okay, so if we hop this over here and we just wait for this to repopulate at that point in time. Come on, there you go. So we're going to be looking at our 5-minute low, right? This is our 5-minute low, this is our 15-minute low. X levels. So price is going to come all the way back down into a 5-minute discount after it breaks the 1. Right here. So I paid myself here at 88 and 85 is inside of a 5-minute discount. God dang it. And so who can answer me on YouTube why I pay myself every single time as an aggressive turtle soup trader inside of a 5-minute discount? Every single time. So if you look at my trades on Twitter, if you look at my trades in the Daily Plans channel, you're like, how does he know how to bottom tick these the whole time? How does he know how to do it? Right? How's he getting such accurate prices? Right, like this. How's he doing it? Right, how's he doing this every single day? How's he getting that sort of accuracy? Every swing low, every swing high. How's he doing it? X levels. There is nothing else to it. It really is that simple. Okay, so your job is to then find your PD rate in an alignment with a X level to scale out at. Okay, so price is only doing one of two things: seeking inefficiencies in liquidity and price, moving price from a premium to a discount or vice versa. That is it. That is the markets. Okay, so we are inside of a premium, and I'm a turtle soup trader, so I'm always looking for a turtle soup on liquidity. Right, inside of a higher time frame premium, moving price from a premium to a discount, seeking inefficiencies in liquidity and price. Well, if I'm inside of a premium across the board, M15 hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, which classifies as a higher time frame, right? Anything M15 and above is a higher time frame. Anything below that is lower time frame. So M15 and above, if I'm M15 and above premium across the board, I'm looking for shorts to get back down into a discount at a minimum M15, then the hourly, then so forth, right? But if we are entering from our PLY, the very principles of trading back out through the dealing range is seeking inefficiencies in liquidity and price. Well, below the 1 minute and 5 minute, 15 minute hourly is where liquidity sits. Below the dealing range, below the X level dealing range is where the liquidity sits. Inside of that is where you have inefficiencies. So if we are breaking the 1 liquidity, we're seeking inefficiencies inside of a 5-minute dealing range. So this is now inefficiency. Below inefficiencies, you have liquidity, which is below the X level dealing range low. Then you have inefficiencies. Well, there is none. And then you have the liquidity below the M15 low. And then you're going to have liquidity below the hourly low. So your job is to seek context below these lows. Well, I have context for why these lows are going to go, right? So every single time you take this trade, you have to pay yourself inside of a 5-minute discount. Why? Because this is where offset accumulation is going to take place. It's going to go and pressure those and provide opportunities for secondary entry traders. I don't engage with this. This is Twitter. All right, and then I hold runners to my objectives. Okay, so if it's taking inefficiencies, this is one of my discretionary series models. Break on a 1, 5 discount, back into a 5-minute premium, target the 5-minute low. Okay, so now you've got a premium. You know you're in a premium across the board, right? 15-minute premium, which is these lines. You know you're in an hourly premium. You know you're in a daily, weekly, monthly premium. You're going to short, look for your PD rate to get back into a discount. Here's your breaker block, unicorn, boom. Okay, all you're looking to do, and inside of that, you have a discretionary model. All right, break on a 1, 5 discount, 5 premium. So you've got confluence. All right, bingo. All right, 5-minute liquidity taken. Next is 15-minute liquidity. Boom. Okay, now you've got to ask yourself, okay, so where do you sit on the higher time frame? We've come down into a deep discount, 88% on the hourly, a higher time frame X level. So I terminated underneath the 15-minute when it took liquidity. Okay, now the question you're asking yourself is, do you have reason for lower prices? Well, for me, I do. However, I'm conscious of the market that we're in. We're at all-time highs. We had huge range day in the overnight. This all sets up conditions for chop. So, as I mentioned in my daily plan, it's risk off this week, right? So half day on Thursday, half day on Friday. I don't trade them, so it's likely to be choppy. Also just bouncing around whole site number. 20, these whole site numbers, right? 22,850, 22,900, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now, okay, so what model do I have to get in alignment with this? Well, this is going to take us all the way back up into a premium across the board. M15 premium, daily premium, weekly premium, monthly premium, yada, yada. Okay, it sets up the conditions for where you'd be looking for a short. Okay, one of my models is the MACTS. We've got the higher time frame trigger on the high, on the hourly. So now we're looking for price to come back into the breaker block inside the candle that gets violated. This would be me seeking continuation if I still had runners, right? Okay, so right up inside this SIBI is one of my models, 15 to 1 model, inside of a MACTS short. So what can happen is we piss around in here at the open, we wick into this 1 minute SIBI and then dump. So if you hopped your 5 minute or your 15, you're essentially going to get a wick doing the bad damage, but the body's telling the story. So that's what I would be looking for this morning, which is going to set you up with a new AM session reversal. Alright, so you'd essentially be targeting the London low. Alright. So if I had any interest in going in taking another trade at the open today, it'd be inside that SIBI on the high, right? And I'll be looking for what for the confluences that we look for inside a red pill at that high. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions about that? No, we all good? Okie doke. If it violates 910, I'm literally done for today. I couldn't care where it goes after that. I'll be done for today. To be fair, I'm done already, but in terms of tape reading. So I'm just going to be with you for 15 minutes since they opened today. So what we do have is a divo up in this high. So yes, yes. May want to take out 908 as well. Is that unmitigated on that high? So that would be my line in the sand, really, mitigation. You have to be patient. You have to be patient in these conditions, right? Can't stress that enough. You just have to have your level and then sit patient. Like this trade this morning, right? So when did I get in this? How long do I have to sit in this for? Like 100 points, whatever. So 3 hours. So 3 hours and 15 minutes for 80 points. It's the kind of conditions you're in, right? Base hits. Base hits, hold runners. So anywhere above like where we are right now, which is fair value, is a low risk sell if you're looking for continuation, right? So that would be essentially you in a premium across the board, right? So 50%. So it can reject from here. However, I'd be looking for it to stab up at the open to then go short. Just sweep out those who are holding the bag right here. Can go from here if you're holding runners. But as soon as you get above 50%, anything up here is now premium across the board. Alright, so this is essentially 38% on the premium side on the Audi, which is what we've just gone into right here. So depending on your risk tolerance, or depending on how you want to manage it, whether you want to start parlaying in, or whether you just want to wait for that pull back up. So you want to be mindful of this sweep to this high going into the open, the discount side. Right, so if it's going to move higher, it's likely to move out of here to go up into here to then move out. If it's just going to dump straight out of here, it's just going to ignore this altogether. So essentially this here is the London discount. This is an old 15-to-1. I always like to see NQ doing the sweep inside the MAC TS, so I'd be mindful of price catching up on those highs. Don't chase it. It's not the conditions to chase. If it goes, you missed it. Abu boo. You should have been holding runners, right? So if you did get in early, make sure you pay yourself underneath this low, hold runners, take out this weak low at 22,830. And then you're ultimately looking for 22,800 today. It's your final objective. If you parlayed in, if you went in early. I'd still be mindful of this Sibi on the high. Morning, morning, morning. So just remember, anything M15, anything here and above, you're going to be inside the premium, right? So anything above here is your low risk sell. From here and above is your low risk sell. Right, this is all premium, all premium, premium, premium. So your targets are the week low at 22,831 and 22,800. So I'm just going to leave it open, come back for it later date. So 832. Make sure you pay yourself underneath this week low. Then 22,800. And if you want to hold runners for your final max yes target, it'll be all the way down at 775. Did anyone parlay into that early? Anybody go off 50%? Old 15 to 1? Very high of the breaker. 10-point difference. So right there is a sensible place to pay yourself right here. Underneath this week low, which took out the hourly low. If you remember from this morning, I was talking about this low is a week low, is a suspect low for price to run. We're now just looking for it to get back into this M5 BISI, which is the upper quad, so 22,800. Right back up into a London Prim. So this is the short. If you read the daily plans, it's the trade. Anybody back this morning? Anybody capture any of this? Beautiful trade if you did. Had to have gone early on that MACTS though. ES putting in the suit. El Baggio, good stuff, Andy. Well done, mate. So we're just looking for 22,800, and then the ultimate, the MACTS target, which is 22,774 if you want to hold for it. Be mindful this is left open up on the high. You can come back for that. So that's why you want to make sure you're paying yourself inside of here, right? 1x on the MACTS underneath the week low. So I don't particularly want to see it back up above 22,875 if you're holding shorts for it to run out this low. So you've got your 3 OBs up on that high and your middle civvy on the 15 second. So if you're managing this trade, and you're in runners to get down into this low, so you paid yourself underneath that week low at 1x. And you're holding runners. I don't particularly want to see it back up here. If it goes through this high, I'd let the runners they'll be stopped out in profit, and then look back up inside of here. All this is left for price to come back and revisit. You're currently looking for 22,801. 22,801.25. This in here is all secondary, right? This is where red pillars we don't trade, right? We're up here. This is just runners. If you're not in it, you just have to let it go, right? Don't chase it. Don't try and find secondary entry crap, right? Just let it go. Your secondary entry was up here inside the MAC TS. You would have had to have gone earlier at fair value on the 15. Alright, using like the old 15 to 1 model as resistance. From over here, from this morning. Parlayed into a position. Right, I've got about 15 minutes, guys, left. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask me? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to dip soon. I've got stuff that I need to crack on with today. So just give you an indication on my trade this morning. This was these are my 2 trades. So just as per the daily plan, right? Nothing crazy, just following the daily plan. So 22,880 down to 52. That was the 15-minute BISI underneath the M15 doji, and then my two runners got stopped, and then literally by the tick. So re-entered when I had my confirmation. Paid in the 15-minute, the 5-minute discount. Anticipated offset accumulation, just held my runner below the 15-minute low. Okay. And there's another trade up inside of here, which is at 50%, which I'm still currently in. Just looking to get down to the upper quad. This is my current. This is my current trade. So in a 22,833, scaled out at 22,836, below the week low. Holding runners for this M5 upper quad and 776. I'm actually going to shift these runners to above this high, and then I'll re-look up inside that 1-minute SIBI if it stops them out. Alright, I'll wait for context at the time when price gets up at here. But at the moment I'm just looking for it to come and fulfill the daily objectives, right? So this entry here that I took, not that entry. So this entry here, this is me getting in early. Oh, sorry, I missed this bit. This is additional contracts, so parlaying into my position. All right, so 5 contracts and further contracts up here, just parlaying in. So I would have DCA'd into that SIBI. Alright, so there you go, that's the next trim right there. So MNQ, if you're trading MNQs, just fulfilled the objective. Just about, yeah. So ESNQ, the main contract, is still yet to hit it. NQ's still got a bit to go. So I'm just going to hold one runner down to 2x, which is going to complete the MAC TS. And that's going to be my day complete. I'm just going to cancel my other contracts now that we've fulfilled that. So I don't have any positions sat here anymore. So MNQ, so filled that. So if you were in MNQ, that should have triggered you in, or triggered your TP. So this is my last contract. Right, so 22,883, 36, 30. One runner for 2x on the MAC TS short. At that point in time, fair value on the M15. It's a premium across the board. Everything was in a premium. Old 15 to 1, acting as resistance. Just Andy bagged on stream today. Yeesh. Crazy. Crazy. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. That's the objectives complete on today's trade. So if you read the daily plan, anything beyond here is just runners. Looking to short 22,910, target 22,800. We've done it. Fulfilled. Daily objectives met. So anything beyond here is just juice. Alright, so I'm just going down for 2x on the max, yes. Ainsley, I've runners from earlier. Good stuff, mate. Well done. Good stuff. Well done. Beautiful work, JJ. Nice one, mate. Boosh! Geese song. Love that. Really nice. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. I've got other stuff that I need to get on with. Daily objectives met if you read the daily plan. Nothing else to me. Alright. So if there's no questions, I'm just going to call it here. But awesome. Well done for those who caught it. But yeah, does anyone not understand it before I dip? Does anybody not understand why? That's the most important thing. If you didn't take it, who cares, right? But as long as you understand why. As long as you understand why, that's the important part. Alright, no questions? Alright, take it easy guys, have good ones, and I'll catch you manana. Take it easy. Yeah, bosh.